All right, good morning. It's April 21st. Let's go jump over here and look at the S&P 500. So what happened? Let's go back just a little bit here. We had Monday. We said a 54 quarter broke. That opened up the door for a bit lower. Initially that 37, 38 area. Monday only got down to 41, but then decent bounce on Monday. Came back to 67 quarter. That was great. That held. That actually, as things go on and things change a little bit over time, 67 quarter actually was the level that we had to the tick. And then yesterday we said still not low enough, and it ended up coming down. And if you remember yesterday, we had this test right here at 51, and then that came all the way down to 10 and a half. Now, yesterday I said that, so in Globex here, couple of things. We've been down to 13 here and been up to 32 quarter. So yesterday I said that we really couldn't call it low enough until we saw at least '07. Now things change a little bit over time, so a couple of things here that have changed. It's not a couple of things to keep in mind. In the big picture, we have earnings. We have a lot of earnings going on, and we have Microsoft and Apple that report next week that are both 10% of the market. Okay, so that's going to be important in the big picture. So we'll see if in the big picture this is really just if it's just really a pullback, which likely this is just a pullback for better positioning for another move back up. But as day traders, we care about what's going to happen here today. So let's talk about this morning. So it's not impossible. We have this KP here today at 0675. It's not, there's a few things going on here that we need to pay attention to. So one of those is it's not impossible that we come down to this 11 or 10 and a half area right here, and that holds. Okay, so that's not impossible that that's going to hold for higher. And we put in basically what would be like a triple bottom from yesterday, basically putting in a double bottom. Okay, and then from there, there's a few things. If that breaks, there's some things we got to pay attention to. So below that area, let's say we got to watch. Let's call it 0875. Okay. Of course, we have the K. I'm just telling you the way that it is here. There's just a lot going on down here, and I want you to just have the whole picture here. I don't have any kind of a crystal ball. I can just tell you what's going on down here. So we've got that 11 to 10 and a half area. We'll see what happens. I don't love a triple bottom. In fact, anyone that knows me knows that that's not typically something I would even play, but it's just the way that things have shaped up here today. So just want you to have that in mind. Then the next thing, so again, that 0875 area. Then of course we have the KP here at 0675. And then probably better watch that '05 half, '05 quarter area. Okay, and then '02 75. There's a lot going on in here. I know that's I know we just have the KP here, but I just want you to have the whole picture of what's going on here. Then below that we have our key turn level, and then we have this cluster right here of these two KPs. And then 87 area, oh, you can't see that over here. And then 87 area would be next down here. So you can just mark these off on your chart. So this 87 area, depending on how early it is, might be 86.75. If it's a little bit later, might be more like 87 quarter, 87 half, just kind of depends. And then 78 quarter, of course, the KP, but then 78 quarter, and then 71.50, and then below that, if that were to get taken out, if they took out this CP here, look at how much that opens up. Oh, I don't know if you have that. So if that were to get taken out, it would get us all the way back, let's say, no. So for whatever reason, those aren't on. But that would get us, so if that were to get taken out, then let's say that would get us back to like 38 quarter. Okay, and then 38 quarter to 36. Okay, just so you have it. So that's that. Um, but let me say this. We do need to come back, at a minimum, we do need to come back down to that 11 area. That we do need to come test that today or tomorrow, whatever, whenever it ends up happening. I mean, ideally we come back and test it today, but that does need to happen. We can't just say yesterday's low was low enough and pretend like we do need to come test here. So that does need to happen. So that means for the time being that we really want to be on sell side. So you can see right here there's this little kind of supply area. That's something to keep an eye on. This KP, I would argue, is mostly tested already with this and then that right there. So keep an eye on this right here. Yeah, so keep an eye on this. This little supply area right here. Maybe let's see, maybe a little bit more than that even. So 24 quarter, something like that. You know, I know that's pretty aggressive for where things are right now, but just so you have a so then we come back up here. We've got the KP. I think that's pretty much tested. There's a bit for the market to get through up here. Just that I mean, it's really already kind of used all of this. It came off of that 31 yesterday. It came up to 32 quarter overnight. I really wanted to see in the overnight session, I wanted to see a test of this KP, but that did not happen. So we've got to watch up here this 34 area. And if they can take out 34, it at least gets us back to the KP. But we couldn't even rule out if they took out if they take out the KP, then it would be back up in here to this area, this 50 half, maybe even. You can see I have this area highlighted right here. So really this KP up to like 53.50. So the market's open here. They're gonna probably, so there's kind of the most aggressive areas that we're looking for. And, starting with down here and then moving our way back up. But somewhere in here we want to be sellers looking for a move back down at a minimum down to 11. And we'll see how that goes. So I'll be back here doing a review and just, again, trade it one step at a time and just take what the market gives you today. And thanks for tuning in this morning.